Hey everyone, welcome back to Restoring the Snyderverse. This is episode 4, and today I will be conveying my thoughts on the Cultured Nerd's post about Snyder's position on Warner Brothers and the Snyderverse, and I would love to hear yours too. So the Cultured Nerd posted out a thread on Twitter, which I'll read to you now. They wrote, "Zack hasn't moved on from wanting to make more Justice League films, but from what I'm told, he won't even bother until certain changes are made at Warner Brothers, especially if certain people are still there. Discovery coming into play is a good thing, and they do see the interest from fans. But unless they clean house, Zack will be sticking with Netflix for the time being. He's already got his Army of the Dead franchise going, and now Horse Latitudes coming into play. Fans who want Warner Brothers to restore the Snyderverse need to be patient for now. The fans have made it clear, and we did the impossible with the release of the Snyder Cut movement. We did it once, and we can do it again. People like Toby Emmerich can't shut it down or shut us up. They stopped HBO Max from moving forward, but Discovery can change all of that. For now, we can and should hold them accountable and demand them to release the Ayer cut, to release the Schumacher cut, and put an end to micromanaging their directors and cutting up their movies for the sake of toys, and appeasing non-fans and sycophants who scream for attention." So looking at that, I agree with all of it, but I would add to the end of the final paragraph. The first paragraph states that Zack hasn't moved on from wanting more Justice League films. This we know. He's already said this openly in an interview before. But the fact that he won't even bother until certain changes are made at Warner Brothers, such as certain people, is new information. Kind of. In all honesty, I think that was a given. I don't think Zack would want to go back to work for the people who made his life hell on Justice League, so I 100% believe that. The final sentence on this part of the post is the most interesting and vital to me. Discovery is a good thing for the Snyderverse, and they do see the interest from fans. Why is this so vital? Well, one, obviously, they need to know that there is demand for the Snyderverse. But two, is that this is why we cannot give up on the Snyderverse, and we cannot stop doing the trending events. The Discovery merger finalises in mid-2022, so that's when they are in charge. Until then, don't really expect anything. But that doesn't mean that they aren't listening and researching their future market. So what we need to do is show them the demand for the Snyderverse. So with the trending event on July 18th, where we trend worldwide #Restore the Snyderverse, they will be listening and they will hear us. So even though nothing may happen from this in the short term, as in this year, don't think that it won't make an effect on Discovery. And this can't be the final trending event either. We need to make it a regular thing to show that the demand isn't going anywhere. Anyway, back to the post. The second paragraph states that unless they clean the house, Zack will stick to Netflix, focusing on the Army of the Dead franchise and Horse Latitudes. Fans who want the Snyderverse restored need to be patient. Absolutely. We fought and waited patiently for 3 years for the Snyder Cut, so I'm sure we can do it again. But yet again, that doesn't mean we stay silent. We need to keep on displaying the demand for the Snyderverse to Discovery until that day comes, which it will. The third paragraph emphasises what I just said, stating that we did the impossible with the release of the Snyder Cut, so we can do it again. It then goes on to saying that people like Toby Emmerich can't shut it down or shut us up, which is true, and that they, as in those executives, i.e. Toby Emmerich, stopped HBO Max from moving forward, but Discovery can change all of that. Once again, completely true. It's the egos of the Warner Brothers executives that stopped HBO Max from moving forward. Discovery will have enough power to remove those foolish executives and put people in charge who actually understand the true legacy of Warner Brothers. They may not even have to remove them, as it was reported late last year that Toby Emmerich was looking for a new job, so they may try and jump ship before the merger is finalised. The final paragraph basically says, in the meantime, whilst we wait for the merger to happen, we should push for the Ayer cut and the Schumacher cut, which we absolutely should, as those two directors deserve to have their true visions displayed to audiences, And if that has happened to any other director whose vision was altered by the studio, then I hope their director's cut gets released too. It also states we should push for them to put an end to micromanaging their directors and cutting up their movies just for the sake of the toys and appeasing non-fans and sycophants who scream for attention. Which you can tell is a very passionate ending statement from the cultured nerd, which I completely understand. Warner Brothers and any film studio shouldn't bend to a vocal minority who aren't fans, who are trying to negatively affect a film. And executives or anybody high up in a studio shouldn't be micromanaging directors and cutting their movies up for toy sales. What's the point of bringing a director in if the executives already have an entire plan for how they want the film to be? They might as well be the director of the film themselves. So overall, I think it's a very genuine and informative tweet from the cultured nerd. I believe that Snyder wants the people who gave him hell to never interfere with his films again. And that's definitely the fear that he would have if he returned and they were still there. In around a year's time, the Warner Brothers Discovery merger will have been completed. So from that point on, we could be getting more and more good news. That's not to say at all that something could happen before then. The executives could leave before then, and the new ones could call Snyder back, and he returns very quickly. You never know. But what I do want to reinforce is that we can't give up. We can't. We've come so far. We fought for 3 whole years for the Snyder Cut, and when we finally saw it, we were blown away. And that's not just people within the movement. I've watched hundreds of reviews and reactions of the Snyder Cut on YouTube, where people have ranked it high up in not only DC films, but superhero movies in general. So it's not just a small minority of fans who want the Snyderverse restored. We got 2 million tweets in one day for hashtag Restore the Snyderverse. That's the highest tweet total for a superhero film, even more than Endgame. Snyder is the only person at DC who had and has a clear cinematic universe planned. Films and series intertwine together to make a beautiful universe for these characters to be in, from Man of Steel all the way up to Justice League 3. They can all be on HBO Max to allow the rest of the DC universe to be in the cinemas. Yes, it's not the biggest screen possible, but that's the way we got the Snyder Cut, and if it's the only way we get the Snyderverse, then I'm all in. Like I've said in the past, I would love to see the Snyder Cut in IMAX, along with the rest of the Snyderverse. But if we can't, at least we would be getting to see Zack Snyder complete his vision. But that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. I hope to see you here again soon, so until then, have a great day. Bye.